Welcome to my series of short videos. My name is Tammy Walker and I'm the creator of Boxy Queens. I'm an artist and I like to share little videos that I've made and created. And I thought I would put them together in this little series. Today we're going to go to an elk feeding station and then we're going to cook some hot dogs. We've got some more artwork to talk about and we're even going to check out a submarine sail. So click your seatbelts, drink a big glass of water, and hold on tight for this nice, slow ride. We are at the USS Triton Sail Park. This park was established in 2011. This is from the submarine, the Triton. And this submarine was famous for being the first sub to circumnavigate the world in 1960 with nuclear power. Located in Richland, Washington. In my boring times, I like to work on little drawings. And sometimes I really don't know where to start. So this one, I just started with a center point and I drew lines all the way around the edges out. Just kind of giving myself some sort of perspective. And from there, I just started drawing little sections and doodling away. And it's not like I'm just constantly drawing. I'm just sitting there and thinking about, different little things as I go. I'm spending a lot of time just sitting around with this in my lap looking at it. I write down sometimes my thoughts and use those as a tree trunk and think about spooky little things and stuff. So that's pretty much what I like to do on my off time when I'm not creating other types of art. The Yakima elk herd usually lives up in the mountains most of the year, but in the winter they like to come down into the lower lands to find food. In 1945, the State Department decided to build an 8-foot tall fence, almost 100 miles long, to deter the elk from entering the orchards and farmlands. Here at the borderline, where volunteers feed the elk with donated hay from local farmers, this process happens from December to March every year. The Oak Creek Wildlife Area is an elk feeding station on Highway 12 in Washington State, just outside of Yakima. The volunteers were really helpful and answered all of our questions. I do have some facts of elk that I put up here. You can pause and read those if you want, but it's just about Washington State in particular and our elk populations through the years and how we've had to deal with them. Everything in this place was donated, and one of their famous donations was elk on the wall that was hit by a semi truck, and there's a little story to that in there. They feed the elk every day at 1:30 p.m. And so the trucks are preloaded. I'm sure they do that at the end of the feeding session. And they bring them out right out there. Now, I believe they have tours a little later into this season where you can get into a vehicle and they'll drive you around for free. Donations are appreciated, and it's a lot of fun to come out here and just watch for the day, especially it's not very far from town. When I say it's not far from town, it's a 30-minute drive, so I guess that is a little bit of distance, but it's country mileage. It's a little different there. Here she is cutting the baling twine so that when it starts being pushed off, it will start to separate and fall off onto the ground. Hey Tammy, how is any of this stuff relevant or related to your art channel? Well, I'll tell you, a lot of art is inspired by life. And a lot of things have happened over the years that makes me need to take these little breaks of inspiration. And I hope these little breaks of inspiration also inspire you in some way or the other. I'll never know what this will inspire me to do. Maybe I'll want to do a picture of an elk, or maybe this will inspire me to do a city scene. But that's what's interesting about doing things that aren't something that you would normally do. It really kicks up your mind and gets it creating and investing into new ideas. And I like big old trucks. The volunteers told me this was day 3 of opening of the feeding season and only to expect, several hundred to come down out of the hills. It takes them several days, maybe a couple weeks for the whole crew to start coming down. I also read up to 8,000 can gather around at this spot. Also, a few miles up the road was a bighorn sheep feeding station, which we stopped in a little bit late. The sheep had already left, and I wasn't able to take any pictures. They were too far away. But I will go back and do a shoot on them because they feed at noon, so I'll be excited to do that. Oak Creek Wildlife Area is wheelchair accessible, and it does have public restrooms. An average bull elk weighs about 800 pounds and would eat 24 pounds of food a day. They say that an elk would eat 3 pounds to every 100 pounds that they are per day. The volunteers were telling me about the different personalities elk have and how they can fight with each other, and sometimes when one of the bull elks loses his antlers, and he may have been the big tough guy before, but his antlers fell off before the young buck comes in, and then he will run away from that young buck because his antlers didn't fall off yet. So it is kind of funny when you listen and talk with the volunteers about what they see. I did ask them how many white elk they have seen, and they had said they had not seen any in all the years they have been doing this.
Hi. Any of you guys want some fried chicken? You want some fried chicken? Okay.
One antler.
One antler. Oh, I think I see him.
Right here, looking straight at us.
Yeah. Got his head down right now.
Mm-hmm.
They're not bad. Thank you.
So he'll bring his head back up again.
Yeah.
Why? What's different about me?
Yeah. Did you have a good time?
I sure had a great time hanging out, watching the elk getting fed. Lots of fun. I read lots of things. I learned lots of stuff. Hung out with 2 marvelous women.
Number 1 fact about elk, go.
They're big and scary.
Here's me with elk. Elk and me.
Elk and I?
The elk and I. How do you cook your hot dogs? Do you microwave them, boil them, barbecue them? Let me know. I'm interested. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate you. So unclick your seatbelt, drink another big glass of water, go outside, and have a great day. I love you. Bye.